everyone, welcome back, or if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Leah and I'm so glad that you joined me today. Today I am going to be sharing with you my top 5 favorite items that I was using in the month of May. The first thing I wanted to talk about is something that I think I've had for about a year now, and a lot of people probably got it. It was something that I got in BoxyCharm, and it is a fantastic tool, and I've heard a few people talk about it, but not that many. And you know what? I never realized how amazing a brow tool could be until I received this. And it is this dual-ended Farah brushes tweezer. And it's dual-ended, so you have like your really sharp pointy side here. And then you have your very sharp angled side here. And this just works so well. You have to be careful because it is super sharp, but it really gets in there and gets all those tiny hairs and pulls them out. This side works really well too for if you're getting more of those easier to see hairs and you kind of, you're going to be a bit aggressive and pull a few at once. This one is kind of handy for that too. But yeah, I never realized how much I could enjoy a pair of scissors. So yeah, a pair of tweezers as much as I like this. So I'm glad I got it in BoxyCharm. I'm not sure how much these actually retail for, but if these ever went missing or, stopped being like a little weapon and lost their sharpness, I would definitely look into buying it again. This is one thing that I think I will always want to keep on hand and always have. When my husband has slivers or someone needs tweezers for something, they get the crappy ones because they're not allowed to touch these. These are mine. They are special. No one else may use them. The next item I have isn't super interesting, but I was surprised at how much I actually liked it when I got it. And it is by Degree, and it is the Motion Sense Dry Spray Ultra Clear Black and White Anti-Yellow Stains and White Marks Antiperspirant. Is that what it is? Yeah, Antiperspirant. And this one is in the scent Pure Rain. And I got 2 of these. I was looking for something similar or something like this. And I was searching on Amazon and just reading reviews and stuff. And I went with this one mainly because it had the Ultra Clear Black and White, because I find a lot of times my shirts get the white marks from deodorant on it, and usually I am using just a traditional stick deodorant. I don't particularly like the roll-on ones where they're really wet, even though I know they tend to dry clear, but I don't have time to wait for them to dry, so to speak. And then I find that the other ones work really well at keeping me from not being smelly. But they leave the marks on my shirt. So I decided to give this a try, and I was really surprised at how well this works. I don't stink, I don't smell, I enjoy the scent of it. I really like this. It's convenient. It's just like it's just a spray. It smells nice. It's deodorant. I can put it on when my clothes are already on and just spray under my pits and we're good to go. I don't have to worry about it ruining my clothes or, the white marks bleeding through, which sometimes it did, especially on some of my sweaters. I'm not sure how this will hold up come summertime, but I've had this for about 4 or 5 months now. So throughout the part of the winter and the spring, this has been more than fine. I've never had a problem at all, and I don't anticipate having one in the summer either. So I will report back after summer to let you know if this stayed a favorite for the summer. This was a surprise for me because I've never used a spray before, so I wasn't sure how effective it would be. And I really like the fact that it's the ultra clear. So bonus on it. I kind of have kind of everyday boring things this month to share with you on things that I'm excited to talk about. The next item, again, I was surprised at how well I like this, and it is by Revolution, and it is their Stabilized Active Collagen, and it's a skin firming solution, and it comes in this dropper bottle, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to translate it. It's kind of syrupy. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of got that stickiness to it as it's dropping. It's not watery. I only use 2 drops in the morning and 2 drops at night, and I just really focus it on my crow's feet, which I'm starting to get, and in here because I have like the scowl crease. Apparently I scowl a lot. And then I do put it here. I don't really have issues there, but I thought maybe preventative measures, it might help. And I wasn't sure what to think of this because I know a lot of people talk about collagen, and some people say it's great and you find it in a lot of skincare, but then other people say, well, the molecules and the scientific breakdown of it all, they're too big to penetrate the skin to be effective, is what some people say. From my personal experience with this particular stabilized active collagen, I have noticed a difference. Now, but that being said, I will purchase this again, and I have noticed a difference, but I haven't been using it as much as I probably could to notice more of a difference. But I have definitely noticed a reduction in my scowl lines here and even my crow's feet. I do recommend it if you are looking for something. I don't think it's going to be effective on my big lines on my forehead. I've had those my whole life. I've always been very expressive with my eyes. I've always been one to like do the eyebrow thing and give the stink eye to people when I'm mad, and I'm very expressive that way usually if I'm talking to someone. So those are there and there to stay, and I'm not expecting this to do anything for that. It was more like the fine lines and the little things that I've noticed kind of coming out in the last year or so. Now that I know it's working and I've actually noticed a difference, I don't want it to go away either. I like the effects that it's done, so I think I will probably be more regular and consistent with this. The fourth item that I have to show you is a set of brushes, and it is this 11-piece set here, and I did buy them off of AliExpress, and I paid, how much does it say here? $9.13 Canadian for these 11 brushes. They are mostly eye brushes. We got the eyebrow 856. We have the eyeshadow 851. We have the angled eyeliner brush. I have an eyelash and eyebrow brush. I'll put these down. I have the flat eyeliner. They're all numbered. This is the 859. I have the concealer, which is the 853. I have the flawless concealer, which is 860. I have the blending, which is the 852. I have the concealer, which is the 851. I don't even know if you can see any of these as I'm holding them up. And I have the eyeshadow, which is 858. And I have the crease, which is 861. And this is by a brand called Zoria. Zoria? I have no idea if this is a brand that is trying to be Zoeva. It doesn't say it anywhere on there. It does have their own brand. Here. This one's a little bit bigger, so I'll show you the branding on it and what it looks like. Am I holding this right? Okay. Focus. But this is what the branding looks on it. These brushes are so soft. They are so nice. They are really well put together. They have a nice kind of weight to them. They're not super heavy, but they definitely have a weight to them. I've washed them and they've held up beautifully. They feel like a really high quality brush. They feel more heavier and luxurious than a lot of my Real Techniques and my BH Cosmetics brushes. Not that those are expensive brushes by any means, but this coming from AliExpress, sometimes you get some really cheap brushes. Sometimes they're really good, but sometimes they're really cheap. And this by far was a fantastic find. Now I just ordered the 11-piece set, which had the eye brushes and the concealer brushes. They do have other ones online, which I'm considering buying, even though I by no means need any more. But let me just look that one up and see what they have. They have a brush or a face brush set that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have a 7-piece set that's face brushes that is $19.41 Canadian, and it's free shipping to Canada. It didn't take that long to get to me. I think it took about 3 or 4 weeks, which coming from China is not a long time by any means. I've waited far longer than that for other things. But yeah, I was really surprised. Again, when I buy brushes from AliExpress, I don't usually expect a lot. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're great, and sometimes they are awful and fall apart right away. But these were so good that I needed to include them in a favorites for this month because I was just super impressed with how well they worked. The shape of the brushes is really nice too. Another thing I find when I'm buying from AliExpress is a lot of the brushes are almost like a flat blending brush, if that makes sense. I'll try and insert a picture here of what I'm talking about. And I mean, they look like a kabuki blending brush almost, like just really small with the longer bristles, but a flat top. They're not tapered or anything. Or you get the paddle style shader brushes, that sort of thing, a lot of the time. Whereas this one had like a lot of really nice shapes. I mean, I've got this blending brush, which is slightly rounded, couple concealer brushes. Even this eyeshadow brush is really nice. It's a little big, but it's perfect. I'm knocking myself in the eye. It's perfect for in the crease. I was really impressed with this crease brush. It's got some shape to it. And which other one? This eyeshadow brush too. It's more of a fluffier version of this one. Just across the board, a really good brand. And the one that I ordered off of did have face brushes, but I am going to look into it as well just to see if they have more selection of eye brushes. Not that I need any more by any means, but I'm curious to, you know, get more and invest more in this because I really, really like these brushes. The fifth item that is a favorite for May is this eyelash primer, and it is by Essence, and it is the Volume Booster Lash Primer Super Volume with Super Fruits. And this is what it looks like. And I really like this primer. Now, for me, I'm looking for a primer mainly to be effective to help remove my waterproof mascara. I'm not looking for it to do a whole lot for my lashes. If it gives me more volume, great. If it gives me a little bit of length, great. But I don't need something that is super goopy and thick. I want something that is gonna play well with my mascara because I'm finding I have a couple other ones here from L'Oreal. I have the Voluminous Primer and the Lash Paradise ones. And the thing I find with these, and I mean some people may like it, but I have such a hard time, is, you know, I just pulled this out. I didn't clean it off at all, and I would. But it is so goopy when I pull it out. And then I get it on my lashes and it's goopy. And for some people, they might like it. But then when I go in with my mascara afterwards, I always find that it's clumpy and I don't like how it looks. And I have the same problem with the Voluminous one. Not as bad as the Lash Paradise. I find this one is the worst. This one is still pretty bad. But this Essence one is really nice. It has... Okay, I'm going to do that again. This Essence one is really nice. I'm not going to clean it up. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference, but it has far less product gooped up on the end. A little bit, but enough to wipe off. Whereas the Voluminous, or the Lash Paradise one and the Voluminous one, I had to scrape the sides on the tube in order to make it work. The bristles aren't super close together. It brushes through my lashes nicely. It leaves enough on there to give a little bit extra to my mascara, but not a whole lot. It's still letting the mascara do most of the work, but it's giving me the added benefit of making it so that my waterproof mascara comes off easier. So if you're someone like me who needs to wear waterproof mascara because you have watery eyes or it's just what you prefer, some people only wear waterproof mascara because it holds a curl better. So whatever the reason may be, sometimes it's hard to get that waterproof mascara off. You have, you know, you have that pro of it being a benefit in some way, but then there's a big con because you can be losing lashes or you're scrubbing or putting more agitation on your eyes and you don't want to do that. I find using a lash primer really helps to just get that mascara off. It's still a challenge and it's still, from my experience, it doesn't change the waterproofness of the mascara at all. It just makes it a little bit easier to get off my lashes. It's a separate coating that's kind of protecting my lashes from the mascara. So when I'm taking it off at night, it just dissolves it a little bit easier. And I really like this primer for that. Again, it does give me a little bit of volume, a little bit of length, not a whole lot. So if that's something you're really looking for, then maybe one of the goopier ones would be more up your alley. But if you're someone who just wants a little bit of extra from their lash primer and you like your mascara, you just need that little bit of extra help, I would highly recommend this. So, and those were my top 5 favorite items from the month of May. Let me know in the comments below some of the items that you've been using a lot and that you've been loving. Are there some new favorites that you found, or there's some old tried and true ones that you've just been sticking to? Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.